Welcome into Riley Everyday as we continue our countdown through the top 5 storylines in the SEC. And coming in at number 3, we're talking John Calipari. Specifically, how will he fare in year 2 at Arkansas? So last spring, Cal sent shockwaves across the college basketball world when he left Kentucky for the Arkansas job during the weekend of the Final Four. Now, his relationship with BBN had seemingly soured, but still, this was a place where he spent 15 years and got 4 Final Fours and 1 national championship. Plus, he produced 41 first-round draft picks during his time in Lexington. I mean, this was about as big of a storyline as the sport could hope for. When you factor in Cal's gravitas and his resume with that Kentucky brand, yeah, you're going to get people talking about it for a few days. But once the dust settled, he arrived in Fayetteville and did what he's essentially done for 2 decades. He built a star-studded roster. Top 30 freshmen Boogie Fland, Carter Knox, and Billy Richmond flipped their Kentucky commitments and followed him. Meanwhile, he landed sought-after transfers like Jonas Adu, Jonell Davis, and Adu Thiero. Once those guys entered the fold, they had one of the 12 best rosters in the sport. I personally ranked them in the top 10. That was my expectation. I fully saw the vision for a Cal redemption tour. However, the season didn't start how Hogs fans envisioned. The Razorbacks earned just 1 marquee win in the non-con against Michigan in the Jimmy V Classic, and then they began SEC play at 0-5. Offensive issues hampered them all year long. They just couldn't buy a 3-point bucket. Moreover, they struggled to generate easy looks unless it was a Thiero driving to the rim. It all culminated with them failing to eclipse 1.1 points per possession in 8 of their first 10 conference games. Nevertheless, the Razorbacks salvaged the season with an 8-5 mark down the stretch with key wins over Kentucky and Missouri. More importantly, though, they did this with Fland and Thiero sidelined for most of the run. The emergence of Trevin Brazile and some stout defense carried Arkansas into the big dance where they upset 2-seed St. John's to earn a trip to the Sweet 16. So let's start by looking at the front court. Brazile returns after playing some of the best basketball of his career down the stretch of last season. He's a great defender and rebounder with a tireless motor, and he averaged 11 points and 9 boards while shooting 39% from 3 over Arkansas's final 9 games. It's really cool to see him bounce back when you consider how 3 years ago in the 22-23 season, an ACL tear really threatened his basketball career. Florida State transfer Malik Ewan will join him. He was one of my favorite front court players in the portal this year. He's 6'10 with legit skill and point forward upside. He averaged 14 and 7 last season with the Seminoles, despite having almost no other high quality options around him. And that tandem of Brazile and Ewan provides a ton of length in the front court. And that's important because last year, Arkansas was awesome at guarding the paint. They were in the 85th percentile in defensive field goal percentage at the rim over their final 10 games. With those two in fold, you can expect that trend to continue. Then on the wing, former McDonald's All-American Carter Knox returns for his sophomore season. He's an explosive off-ball player who's a tremendous cutter, and he improved a ton as a defender throughout his freshman campaign. He's really good coming off of a zoom action as well, where he can read the defense. He'll either find the man cutting to the rim or he'll take it to the rack himself. Then there's the backcourt, where most of the upside resides, though it's not without its question marks. It starts with Darius Acuff, a top 10 player in his class. He's got a great build and some real wiggle to his game, and he is absolutely electric when he's on. However, shot selection could hurt him. He's a good passer, but he still gets tunnel vision. You saw this unfold during the EYBL Scholastic portion of IMG's schedule. Too often he would force tough fadeaways or turnaround jumpers that didn't really have a chance of going in. Plus, I want to see him continue to work on his 3-point shot, because the last thing you want is opponents going under screens to keep him out of the paint. Next to him is fellow rookie Malik Thomas, who's another tough shot taker and tough shot maker. He's exceptional at knocking down off-balance shots thanks to his polished footwork, but the sell on him is his 3-point jumper. He's versatile in how he makes his triples as well. He can knock them down off the catch, and he loves getting to that step back. Now, he has a wiry frame, but he will still battle for rebounds and get you some steals as well. There are just questions about how he and Acuff can coexist, since both like the ball in their hands. Plus, DJ Wagner is still there. I don't think he just came back to Fayetteville to play 15 minutes a game. Now that backcourt could be Final Four good if it hits. In a recent interview with John Rosting, Cal voiced how he thought those guys could cure the offensive ills. He noted that last year, he felt like they didn't have anyone who could go get you a bucket, and now he has 2 with 2 rookies. There's still just that downside though. I mean, 2 years ago when Cal was still at Kentucky, he had a pair of NBA guards in Reed Sheppard and Rob Dillingham, and while they played an extremely fun brand of basketball, they flamed out in the first weekend. Now, I will say this Arkansas team should have a higher floor because of that group at the 3 through the 5. Those guys are going to rebound and they are going to guard. Arkansas should again be a top 20 defense. But ultimately, I just need to see it to believe it with Cal right now. He only has one top 20 finish this decade. It's a prove it year for him.